Now for the fun part, when I get to share with you some of our amazing books. We have over 1,600 books in the catalog, so I can't possibly share them all with you. So I'm just going to focus on some of our bestsellers and some of my personal favorites. If you have any questions, please feel free to post those on the Facebook event page wall, and I will get back to those shortly. While you're seeing the books and looking online, if you find that there's tons of books you like, consider hosting a party yourself. We have a really generous hostess incentive program. If you feel like you want all the books or just interested in learning more about the business opportunity, also please contact me about that, because we would love to have you join our team and help promote literacy. I'm going to start with our Sticker Dolly dressing books. These are one of our most popular series. We probably have 25, 30 different ones. This one is Sticker Dolly Dressing Princesses. We also have dream jobs, movie stars, weddings, fairies, costumes around the world, Shakespeare, Greek myths, you kind of name it. They're pretty much the modern day version of what we used to play with paper dolls. So you'll see that there's spreads of just blank pages with the girls on them. There is a story that goes with it. In the center of the pages, there are all of the stickers that go with it. Along the same lines, there's like an alien sticker book that is a little more free-flowing, maybe for the younger kids that don't want to be as precise, but they're still using their imagination. We also have the Build Your Own series with cars, trucks, spaceships. They give you the car, some statistics, a story. And in the center you have the pages for the kids to build the car. One of our best sellers is 100 Paper Planes to Fold and Fly. We have a couple different versions of these because they are so popular. I think I've had 3 or 4 in my house, and they sit there for hours and do these. There's 100 pages pre-decorated with the lines. What you do is you look in the corner for the color. You open up the book, you find the color it is, and that's the directions you follow. Endless hours of fun for that one, especially at the price point of $7.99. It's not only good for your kids, but it's also nice to have on hand for those last-minute birthday parties that your kids are getting invited to. We have a huge line of the drawing, doodling, and activity books. This particular one is drawing and doodling and coloring for girls. In this series, we have one for boys, just a general one, and also one for fashion. The fashion one is probably my bestseller that I love to sell. It is an excellent item for that 9 to 12-year-old girl that can sometimes be hard to shop for. I've got a bunch of other of the activities, colors to patterns to color and draw, nice for the purse. A little bit more advanced color by numbers book. So for your little older kids, we also do have a younger version, but this one is really nice. I have adults buy that for themselves too, as well as a make and create calendar. This is one of our newer titles, so it's just perfect for the kids, and they can fill in the month when they want to. Our wind-up series and pullbacks are excellent gift items, definitely a top seller at the holiday season. This particular one is the tractor book. You have a little wind-up car. There are 3 tracks. You put him on the track, wind him up, and he goes around and around. This particular one has a 3D aspect to it, so there's little guys to pop up to play, so it's kind of got the story to go with it. We have a train one, car one, we have wind-up Busybug, wind-up car, so these are really nice gift items. Another popular series is our 1001 Things to Spot. I've got On the Farm and in Fairyland here, but again, really nice books. Not only are they looking for the objects, but they're learning their numbers. They're learning a whole bunch of new objects, their colors, how to count. Really good books for those younger kids that are learning to find their objects and kind of count, kind of like the Where's Waldo. We have an excellent series of See Inside, Lift the Flap books. This particular one is See Inside Trains, because I find that every kid loves trains. So each locomotive and car has wheels on a steel frame to move it along. Then when you open it up, it's going to show you some more information. So these are really cool for your kids who like trains. Again, tons in this series. One of my best sellers is definitely See Inside Your Body, and that is pretty much for all ages from your 4 or 5-year-olds. The parents still buy them for this age up to your 8, 9, but it's pretty much your basic, telling you everything. I can open one. Basic what it is. So this is a really nice one if your kids are interested in health. Another nice board book we have a series of the big books. Why these are so nice is because it really focuses on the educational aspect of a lot of the Usborne books. When Peter Usborne started the company, his focus was on keeping books entertaining and engaging for the young readers, to keep them reading from babies through adults. So this one is the solar system, and why they're cool is because they really open up to this huge awesome spread. keeps the kids engaged, active, and really wanting to learn. And again, we have a lot in this series. Very popular. Some of our baby books, most popular series, which some of you might have seen, is the That's Not My series. Again, there's probably 20 or 30 in here. These are great for your babies because they're all outlined in black and white, or black, and that's what babies see. They see in black and white. So even your littlest guys can see these. And pretty much That's Not My Pig. His hooves are too bumpy, and they feel for the adjectives. These are nice because even those 4 or 5-year-olds who are starting to read, they can read them, but my son would sit through and feel them and then guess the adjectives. So he was doing something with the books I never even thought of, so it was kind of cool. One of our new titles are The Peek Inside the Zoo. It's a lift the flap. It's got some holes to peek inside, see who's hiding. Another nice one. Our top seller for our babies is our Animal Hide and Seek. This one is a touchy-feely lift the flap, really sturdy flaps. There's also a little yellow duck hidden on every page, so it kind of makes for a lot of different ways to learn and use the book. So that's on babies through your 5-6-year-olds. One of my favorites is the Lift the Flap word book. We also have Lift the Flap color. Why this is so cool, especially for those early readers, there's a bunch of different sceneries, but you see the word cow. They need to find cow. Under the cow is the word cow. Flip that up, you have cow. So the kids are learning to read, word association, as well as match. In this particular one, they're also learning what jump looks like, what pull looks like. So it's really a great way to get kids introduced to the English language. So, and then in the back you've got your dictionary of words. I will show you our super fun one now. We have 2 in this series now. It's a Shine the Light book. This particular one is Secrets of the Apple Tree. And once we came out with this last fall, it sold out pretty much in 2 months. But on you see this one's apple tree, so germination seeds. Can you see who the bird is about to grab? And you can read this in the dark, and I don't know if this is going to work, but when you shine the light, if it was dark, you can kind of see the worm in that coming through. And essentially, this is what you're going to see shining through. So it's really fun to read with your kids in the dark, and they're learning. So that's awesome. The other one we have is Secrets of the Seashore. And there's one more coming out at the end of the year. The Complete Book of Farmyard Tales is a compilation volume. There are 20 stories in this, full with the CD that reads each stories too. But why these books are so cool is they're definitely a grow with you book. So they're what we call our dual level reader. This top line is either for the short attention spans or the kids who are really learning to read on their own. So you could read it one way and it tells a story. You can read both to them. Your son or daughter can read you that line, you read the bottom, or eventually they read it together, or they read the whole thing by themselves. So it's got a lot of use from, that 2-year-old who wants to be read to, up to that 7-8-year-old who wants to read them. So excellent value there. The same with our Ted and Friends, another compilation. This is more of our phonics readers, so kind of like the Bob books. So when you have those early readers who are just starting to use their rhyming words, they also have the Lift the Flaps, and kids just love those. Moving on to some of our more educational books, we've got a series of elementary math dictionaries, and they go from the 4, 5, 6-year-old kindergarten age on up through high school of these math books. So it's just a really good resource guide for the kids, but I find also for the parents who may have forgotten math and science or just how to explain the basics to their kids. We also have these little early reader. These are $4.99 nonfiction books. They are really good for your 4 to 7-year-olds. Kids eat up nonfiction at that age. Just basic, easy for them, but they really can grasp the information. My son has me read these straight through them. So tons of these books, probably 20 or 30 of these too, so if you have a topic of choice with your kid. A little more advanced is our internet linked ones, and these ones are really cool. Same nonfiction topic, but they're all internet linked reference, so there's more ways the kids can learn. They can use the hard book, then they can find these links online. This one is more on bugs, which we all love bugs. And there's videos and things like that too. So just an excellent way to use that book, just bridging the gap between the hardcover books and the internet, which we're all going to. For some of your reluctant readers, we have a nice series of nonfiction that kind of have a graphic novel in some of them because kids love that, especially our boys. These are excellent ones for those reluctant reader boys that you're just trying to get to read. It's important as parents to keep in mind, like, yes, we want the chapter book sometimes, but if they've got a book in their hand and there are words, even if you think they're just looking at the pictures, they really are reading. So it's really good to encourage kids, no matter what kind of book they like, to keep reading and find that topic. Some of our chapter books for the older kids. Hey Jack and Billy B. Great chapter series for your 4 through 7 again, depending on your kid. If you have kids who like to be read to, these are nice and easy for mom and dad to get through, but they're definitely, if your kid's on the way to reading that series. Oliver Moon, series of these are another one that are good for your reluctant readers, probably 7 or 8 and up. Amy Wild Animal Talker is another series, as well as Jack Russell's. Got a nice focus on a lot of animals with these series. Extreme Adventures is another great series for the reluctant reader, 8 to 12-year-olds. We've got a little bit of our sci-fi going on. 2 of our series books is Conspiracy 365 and The Last 13. Conspiracy 365 is a kid who has to pretty much live from January through December, so the books are kind of a countdown to see if he makes it. And our newest series is The Last 13, and that's another kind of countdown, sort of suspense for your 11, 12-year-olds and up. Got a lot of activity cards, so I'll kind of quickly go through these. But if you're taking a trip, 100 Things to Do with White Plume Pen, Optical Illusion, Monster Doodles. Why these are cool, these particular ones, I split up in packs, use the keyring to bind them, and then because I have multiple children, I can pass them out, and I say they don't fight, but I'll say that loosely. But at least I have something for each of them to do. It's quick to throw in your purse. Any dry erase marker works, so this is a really nice thing to save mom and dad some peace of mind. So we've got a lot of those activity books. I'll say the last is one of my favorite. We have an illustrated series. You can see these are a really nice quality, thick book. Something I didn't mention, but all Usborne books are commercial free. So you're not going to see Disney. You're not going to see any TV shows. It's just fairy tales for what they are. Emperor and the Nightingale, Sleeping Beauty, and it's kind of raw form frog print, so they don't necessarily have the Disney ending. But fairy tales is a great one. Illustrated adventure stories. My 5-year-old has me read these to him. Count of the Monte Cristo. I sadly had never read it until I read it in here. But they're really nice if the kid likes to be read to. And then once you have an independent reader, they're really good. They've got the pictures to kind of keep them engaged.